Okay, welcome everybody to Nutritional Frontiers Wellness Wednesday, where we concentrate on our product focus for the month. It is September, and this entire month is dedicated to autoimmune. My name is Tracey Straub, and I'm the Vice President of Education and Marketing at Nutritional Frontiers. And with me is Joe Messino, the godfather of nutrition, also Clinic Director at Weiner Wellness Center. Joe, we're back again. Yet another month of fun, focused product use.
I know. You know what? It seems like it's been longer this time. Was it a long month? Maybe August was a long month.
Oh, everyone was saying how fast August went. And I was like, I don't think it went fast at all. I think it was super slow.
The whole summer went fast. That's all I can say.
You think so?
Yeah.
I was like,
fast.
Yeah. I had a really nice summer too, but oh, well, so now we're focusing on autoimmune, and we have a lot of cool products that we're going to talk about tonight, but this is a big issue, Joe, and I wanted to start with defining what autoimmune is and some of the conditions that we see with this issue. So
yeah, it's one of those terms. No, I was just going to say, before you get into the clinical definition, it's one of those terms that seems to be it's one of those catch-all terms. They use it when they don't know what's wrong with you. A lot of allopathic physicians, they're going to, it's almost like fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue. Those are the things you get diagnosed with when they don't know what's wrong. So autoimmune, I think, falls into that in even a broader scope.
Mm-hmm. Well, autoimmune, I mean, obviously, it's when our body's immune system is mistakenly attacking what they say is normal cells. But you know what? I can't even say that, because if they were normal cells, your body wouldn't be attacking them. So in the theory of Tracey, your body never does anything wrong. It only does things to set up to save your life. So those cells in some way are expressing something that your body doesn't like. And so your body then creates these antibodies against your own cells that may look different. And most of the time, the way one of my mentors had explained it to me is that when all of your cells look a little bit crappy, your body really can't tell what a healthy cell is anymore. So it kind of attacks all of your crappy cells. And that is about as plain as we can get it. So the point to understanding autoimmune is actually to help your body understand how to express your DNA transcription to your RNA. So it's like food comes in, information comes in, smell, taste, sight, all of those things are information to your body. And that gets transcribed by your DNA and then to your messenger RNA, and then your messenger RNA takes that through every cell. And if it's poor food or poor thoughts or poor environment, you're going to have a poor message, poor communication, and then poor cellular health. So it's really not rocket science unless we really get down into the biochemistry. But I think for the simplicity of tonight, we can just talk about it on those types of terms. So how does it get turned on? And then how can we fill nutrient gaps and remove toxins so that our body can naturally turn it off? And that's what we're going to focus on tonight.
I mean, there's always a catalyst, or maybe multiple ones, right? And as we down here at the Weiner Wellness Center, I mean, Jeff sees people all the time. Jeff Nick, and he uncovers these underlying causes. The catalyst. It could be a food sensitivity, could be an allergen or a toxin. I mean, these are all common, but your body's fighting something, like you said, and then it just, it can only fight so many battles, right? And these are underlying ones that are going on and on and on behind the scenes, and until that, cataclysmic, life-threatening event happens that comes out of nowhere.
And then people say, this just came on. I don't know how it happened. And really, it's an accumulation of bad communication and then cellular mutation and then lack of cellular repair. So we talked last month about inflammaging, which was a bunch of toxicity or deficiency that could create an inflammatory process in your body. This is no different. The difference is that I see, Joe, is that it's so widely accepted. Like when you have inflammation or you're aging quickly, you're like, whoa, something's not right. But if you get diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder or disease, people just roll over. They're like, oh, can't do anything about it. It's just who I am. I have the thyroid disease. I have this, I have that, and they just accept it. And some of the most common ones, I think, are easily overcome. So I really think the body has an amazing ability to heal itself. And I mean, the list of autoimmune, when I looked it up, from A to Z, there's hundreds of autoimmune diseases, hundreds of them.
Well, that makes sense, though, because Jeff will tell you there's hundreds of food sensitivities and allergic reactions that people don't even know they have until they get tested, until you do muscle response testing. They don't know it. They're eating the foods on a regular basis that they're reacting to. So yes, could there be hundreds of them? Absolutely. I agree 100%.
Yeah, and I was just kind of going through, I'll just read a few that are more common. Type 1 diabetes, autoimmune, rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, multiple sclerosis, systemic lupus erythematosus, inflammatory bowel disease, Addison's, Graves. We can go into Crohn's, ulcerative colitis. So there's just so many that are out there that people have, suffer with every day. And I guess our whole point to doing these is to let you know there is hope. There have been several practitioners that have worked with people with autoimmune with great results. So just know the information that you hear today, we are going to relate it to autoimmune. And Joe, let's just be honest. Let's just have that hard conversation. With this upcoming experimental jab that's out in the community now, there's a lot of people that think that it's going to create some problems with cellular communication, cellular health, and the body's ability to recognize its own healthy cells.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, if it's going to ignite, and most of the experts say it will, the innate immune system, that's going to start a war in your body. And that's one war that you'll be fighting for as long as you can, I guess. And then what happens when another enemy attacks? Right. You're weakened, right? And you can't fight that battle. That's what we're going to see. So yeah, this is very timely, because, a lot of this is going to affect this one major system in the body, the endocrine system. Yeah. And, one of our key products here this month is one that I think more and more people are going to need, because for how long, Tracy, you've known, allopathic practitioners, they love to treat organs outside of the body, right? They like to treat just the thyroid, just the adrenals, just, something. When we know they work together, they are part of a system. You don't treat them separately. And so we have nutrients in these formulations, especially in Thyroid Complete, that's on special this month, that will address the entire endocrine system. And that's a better way to approach it.
Yeah. And, a lot of our formulations, they're comprehensive for that reason. So, this month's focus, what we're working on is the autoimmune category, and we are offering through our September specials 13% off some of our featured products that we love and have used successfully personally and with clients. GI Complete, Thyroid Complete, Glucolyze. That's a great formulation, one of my favorites. Also, we're featuring HA Plus, Brain Boost, but that's not all of them. These are just what we have, shown that have been most dominant when we're working with autoimmune disorders and helping the person fill the nutrient gaps, reduce inflammation, and get them on a better track of health. And then obviously we're going to talk about some education today. Genomic Nutrition, that's our professional training event in Tampa, Florida, offered live stream and playback. Dr. Judy Mikovits will be coming in and speaking. I will be speaking with the clinical application of her genomic pathways that she'll be talking about, along with Jamie Dorley, who will be there as well. And he's going to talk about product ingredients, the quality, the integrity, what that all means and why it makes them more effective. The Holistic Truth Radio, Joe, we did a show together. It was amazing because we were talking about a really hard topic of the medical industry not treating patients who won't put on a mask or have a vaccination. I'm hearing stories about little children being kicked out of hospital ERs and full-blown asthma attacks because they won't put on a mask. I mean, they can't breathe. So, I mean, there's so many things out there. So on the Holistic Truth Radio, you do get the truth and nothing but the truth. And that's at 8 a.m. Monday through Friday with one of our team members. You're also on KDKA on Saturdays at 1 p.m. And then, of course, we are on the Robert Scott Bell Show, which is a great show because we love Robert, and he's such a good guy. So you can catch that at the robertscottbellshow.com, 4 p.m. the first Tuesday of each month. And then, of course, our Wellness Wednesdays, which is tonight. So we're very excited. But let's get into some products because I think let's start with Thyroid Complete because I think the majority of people that I run across have thyroid issues. And guys, I'm going to tell you, if you drink tap water or if you're exhausted in any way, shape, or form, you're stressed out, your little thyroid's going to suffer eventually. So, Joe, let's pull up some Thyroid Complete.
Okay.
All right. So this is a great formula. It's probably one of my favorites. I use this for anybody that has thyroid issues. Not because, I'm trying to get them off medications or whatever. That's just a direct effect of good health and good nutrition. The Thyroid Complete, though, has a New Zealand glandular, which I love, and we can talk a little bit about that. But I'll let you start, Joe, with some of the highlights for this formula.
What I love about this formula, Thyroid Complete, is that it does just that what we talked about a few minutes ago. It addresses in one formula the entire endocrine system. And, there's an easy way. I love this acronym. I've been using it for a long time. And it's called the FAT axis. The FAT axis. But FAT is spelled PHAT. It stands for pituitary, hypothalamus, adrenal, and thyroid. It's an easy way to remember what's going on and that there is a system of these organs. And they work together. They work synergistically together. The pituitary is the body's master gland. That's it. That's number one. The master gland in the body is the pituitary. Growth hormone, human growth hormone is produced there. The thyroid is regulated by the pituitary. So it's all starts there. If you go just to the thyroid, then you're skipping steps and you're not getting to the root cause and you're not supporting the whole system. So in Thyroid Complete, we have glandulars that address both the pituitary gland and the hypothalamus gland. And I love that about this formula. They are, like you said, the New Zealand glandulars. They're clean. They're our highest quality available, and they will support these two major glands that make up the first two letters of the fat axis, the pituitary and the hypothalamus. So just in that alone, Tracy, we're taking this formula to the next level. And that is addressing the glands that are up above, all right? The top-down effect, the pituitary, the hypothalamus, the adrenals, the thyroid. Everybody shoots for the thyroid. Yeah, this is called Thyroid Complete, but that's because it is. It's complete. Right. So it starts with that, and it just gets better from there.
Mm-hmm. And I love that we use the iodine in the patented Trademark, which is a deep water Iceland kelp. So it's highly absorbable. And then we have the Trax minerals, which people don't realize that the types of minerals that you're putting in your body matters. You don't want a cheap mineral. These are bonded so that they are quickly bioavailable in your body. They get absorbed very fast. And we have the selenium, the copper, the zinc. And then we've also added the amino acid L-tyrosine, which is a building block for thyroid hormone.
Right.
But then, wait, there's more. We have the ashwagandha in the patented Trademark Sensorol. This is a great one because there's a lot more studies on that particular trademark than just for thyroid and adrenal health. But I love ashwagandha overall. It's one of my favorite herbs. It just for that adaptogenic use within the adrenals. And when you talk about that fat axis, Joe, I don't think people realize that stress can actually create an unhealthy thyroid because your adrenals are going to be running all the time. They need nutrition. They need some nutrition that's an adaptogen. So I like to couple this formula with Adrenamax 3. That's my favorite way to use it. So I use Adrenamax 3, the Thyroid Complete, and then I use Women's Complete. That's my trifecta. That's my secret sauce.
Yeah, that's a great sauce. But if you the Adrenamax, of course, we're not special putting that on special this month, but it's a great formula for the adrenals, and it's gone through many revisions already. It's number 3, right? But in this formula alone, if you want, we do have an adrenal connection, and that is, like you said, the ashwagandha. And the connection is this. Ashwagandha helps support healthy cortisol, right? Well, cortisol is the hormone secreted by the adrenal glands. So this is where the connection comes in, and that's why we can say the entire fat axis is being addressed. Yeah, we have a little bit of iodine. We have, of course, the L-tyrosine. We have selenium. We have zinc. We have things that help iodine do its job and also help the conversion of T4 to T3, which is so very important. A lot of people will get their thyroid panels done. The T4 looks good, but they're not converting it, and that's where the breakdown is. So we can help with that with this comprehensive formula. Also, there's another little ace in the hole is the Coleus Forscoli. Right, that's a great little addition to this formula. Stimulates fat burning, actually it helps to release the stored fat so that your body can then use it as energy, right? So that's the key to this. And for years, this was used as a standalone weight loss product, herbal weight loss product. Oh, way back. I remember we had this as a standalone product way back in my Douglas Labs days. And for that reason alone, as a weight loss, it was, it wasn't well known, but one of those little gems in here. Selenium, how about that? Look, selenium, we know physicians in our end of the industry, right, that say, like Robert Scott Bell, this is the number 1 nutrient for your immune system. Number 1, bar none. This is it. There's a lot of science to back that up, especially with women's health and breast health. Number 1, selenium. So this is something that's in here as well. These are the added features that go above and beyond just the endocrine system.
Yeah, and that's so important because if you think of the symptomology of thyroid issues, right? They can't sleep. That's hypothalamus. They can't lose weight. They have no energy. So there's something in there for each of those pathways to nourish it.
Right.
And then you can just add to that or take it as a standalone. So it's a great product. And like I said, part of my killer trilogy there, my trifecta for women, when they come in and they say, well, my thyroid, they say it looks normal on the test, but I've gained 25 pounds and I have no energy. And, my hormones are all over the place and I can't sleep and I'm waking up. So I just go at them with Women's Complete, Adrenamax, and then the Thyroid Complete. And I'll tell you what, it's life-changing for women. So don't doubt it. And guys, your thyroid needs some love too.
Yes.
So doing Thyroid Complete with Adrenamax for men, along with the Frontier Multi, is a great way to help men stay healthy as well. So don't be afraid. These have, they're not demographic specific, conditions that result in autoimmune disorders are not. And men have just as much thyroid issues as women. They don't talk about it as much, and they're really not screened for it as much.
No, and I think that I'm going to slightly disagree. I think women have a little bit more thyroid issues than men for one very specific reason, and that is iodine. Because we know iodine is the number 1 nutrient for the thyroid, and the 2 top places it's stored in the body is your thyroid gland and breast tissue.
Breast tissue.
Right.
Yeah, so, but you're not allowed to disagree with me, Joe.
Okay, I'll just enhance.
Add on.
I'll enhance you.
Yes. Yeah. I do want you just to touch a moment on the difference between taking straight iodine and taking something like a glandular. Can you just explain the difference for our audience?
Yeah, it's. I guess the difference is the iodine is going to go directly where you need it most, and if you're deficient in it in your thyroid, it's going to help that. But using a glandular, is going to go to the top of the chain. That's the difference. So you have the natural trickle-down effect throughout the entire endocrine system. You know, we need iodine in every cell of our body, right? Yeah, it's not just in those two places. But we shouldn't be the ones deciding where it goes. The body should do that. And it does it best when you feed it from the top down.
Yeah. And the other thing, a glandular is actually a piece of the gland. So it's going to nourish in all pathways.
Right.
Where your thyroid dysfunction might not be an iodine deficiency. You might need a different pathway. Or your thyroid deficiency could simply be an iodine deficiency. Either way, you're still getting it. We also have iodine plus as well. So just a little difference, because people say, well, when do I use a glandular and when don't I? I normally start people out on Thyroid Complete for 1 to 3 months. And then I shift them into iodine plus if their body is ready. So that's kind of how I walk it, but to each their own.
And I would never disagree with how you walk.
No, but you can add to me. Yes. Remember, I have the on-off button over here.
Yes, you do.
All right. Let's talk about another great one, which I love this formula. I've really learned to love this formula, Glucolyze. And this had a former name that we changed. And honestly, I think this is a better name because you're optimizing glucose.
Yeah, it does. It's all about glucose and how your body handles it, how you process it, how you utilize it. And, you know, this is a comprehensive formula. I've seen 3 or 4 different formulas in here from the past that I've used. Now they're all in one. And there's some key factors here. First key factor is the use of cinnamon. And there was a study published in Diabetes Care back in 2003 that showed that 1 gram of cinnamon per day. You need 1 gram to affect insulin sensitivity and to improve it. So you could see a lot of formulas that might have a little cinnamon in them out there, but no. Glucose, Glucolyze has the right amount in the daily dose. So if you take 2 capsules twice a day, which is the recommended dosage for this, there's 120 capsules in a bottle. So that's a month's supply, 2 capsules twice a day, usually with the first 2 meals of the day. But, you know, like we always say, just take it. Okay. Taking it is more important than when, if you have to take it other than during those first 2 meals. But in those 4 capsules, you'll get 1 gram of cinnamon. So that's the amount used in the study. That's why it's so effective. And then something that I've been talking about for a while now, this was like cinnamon. Okay, I said like 3 formulas in one. That people were using cinnamon by itself. People were using chromium and vanadium as a single formula. And okay, that's fine, all well and good. Both of these are trace minerals that we need very little of, you know, micrograms, but we need them and we can't get them in our diet. And we are extremely deficient in these trace minerals. Where does that cause a problem? Well, it's right in that chain of events. When your body ingests food and it turns it to glucose, you then make insulin to drive that glucose into the cell. At that cell, there's a couple of gatekeepers that need to open the door to let that glucose, to let the insulin drive it in. And those gatekeepers are chromium and vanadium. If we're deficient in those, the door doesn't open and your body just keeps making insulin, keep making insulin, and bang, you're in insulin resistance before you know it. So now you have 2 factors. You have cinnamon and you have the trace the trace minerals, chromium and vanadium. Then it goes on from there. I've seen Genema sylvestre. I've seen this as a standalone herb to help with sugar balancing in the body. And it has been. It's been used for years, for maybe decades, to balance and normalize blood glucose levels. Then another added factor here, we're way beyond 3 already. See, it didn't take long. But you have another, and that's the alpha lipoic acid. R-alpha lipoic acid, which is the best form of it, the most absorbable form of it. And it's in here. Alpha lipoic acid is one of those 5 super antioxidants. Okay. Alpha lipoic acid, coenzyme Q10, vitamin C and E, and of course our own natural antioxidant glutathione. They're called the super antioxidants because they support each other. They regenerate each other. Real quick, free radical damage. Bang, a cell gets hit, free radical loses an electron. Now it's a scavenger. It's got to go find that. And it does that, and that starts a chain of events of destruction at the cellular level. Well, these 5 antioxidants and our alpha lipoic acid right at the top of the heap will replace that electron without turning into a free radical themselves. That's why they're called the super antioxidants. So it's in there, but it also is in there to inhibit something called glycation. And this is when proteins and fats react, and when there's too much of them and they overreact with sugar in the body, then you have real cellular damage, real destruction, real scavenger free radical damage in the body when that happens, when glycation happens. In fact, glycation is probably one of the 3 or 4 top theories of rapid or premature aging, along with free radical damage, DNA damage, and glycation. So these are definitely destructive in the body, these things. And now we have nutrients in this one formula to protect against that. And round it off with some B vitamins and green tea extract. And wow, what a formula. And it's been around for years now. It is a new name, but it's the same formula. And it has been getting tremendous results. One of the best sellers that we've had here at the Weiner Wellness Center because of the results.
Yeah, absolutely. And it works great. I had a client that I put on Glucolyze, 2 with each meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And he was on 750 milligrams of metformin. He was type 2 diabetes, 750 milligrams of metformin twice a day. And I put him on Glucolyze 3 times a day. And then I added Candy Kill to it, 3 in the morning, because nice. I wanted the Candy Kill to eat up any excess yeast so that we could get real levels of what was going on. Because if you have high sugar in your blood, you are going to have yeast issues because it's going to be busy munching it up to try to protect your blood, to try to protect your digestive system. So I added the Candy Kill to it. And within a month, his doctor had taken him off all of his metformin because his blood work was so good. And he kept sending his results to his doctor, like, hey, here's where I am. What should I do? And his doctor would lower it. And then he would send his blood results and way, what should I do? And now he's, he changed his diet and he's exercising and he's doing all the things and he's doing great. So
great.
That's how lifestyle and nutrition works, right? Yep. So I'm not saying we cured or treated anything, but we certainly filled some nutrient gaps. Maybe his issue was mineral deficiency. Maybe his issue was yeast. But whatever the issue was, it was offsetting his body's ability to efficiently use those glucose levels in the blood, and his liver was a little bit shut down. So worked pretty quick.
Yeah, it works really great. This is one of those formulas that people see results quickly, and because it's so comprehensive and it attacks it from so many different angles. So a great one to be on sale this month.
All right, so we're going to move into HA Plus. How's that?
Okay.
Okay, so HA Plus, this is a great formula. I love this not only for joints, but I also love this a little bit for skin. So I'm just going to say it because I'm a woman.
Why not? It's all about collagen. It's all about collagen, hyaluronic acid, collagen. The Biocell type 2 collagen, that's the base for this formula. Just a tremendous form of collagen type 2. Now it's been around a while. Tracey, you remember back, I don't know, maybe you weren't in the industry yet because I got you by a few years, but people used to go to the supermarket and buy just ground up chicken cartilage to use for this very purpose, to get that collagen, that type 2 collagen. And they used to sell it. Chicken cartilage in a powder, no flavor, nothing. But anyway, this is the type 2, for years, people did it that way, and did they get results? I don't know. And you hear about, hyaluronic acid having been used as an injectable for many years as well. One of the reasons why it was used as an injectable to help with cartilage repair and tissue repair was because it wasn't well absorbed orally. The molecular weight was just too large. It wouldn't get into the cells. So they had to be injected. And many of the formulas over the years, even though they used chondroitin and glucosamine, the chondroitin was still too high of a molecular weight, couldn't get into the cell. So that's what makes Biocell Collagen so effective, is that it's got a very, very low molecular weight, which means it will get assimilated by the body. And they have, of course, since it's a patented research trademarked ingredient, they have the science to back it up. So that's what the basis of this formula is. The Biocell type 2 collagen, low molecular weight, will get into the cell, will help repair and rebuild. And I think the other key to this formula is the sulfur, is the MSM.
Yeah.
I mean, so often people are very, very deficient, and I'm seeing that in the Oligo scans we're doing here. I
saw that too.
Yeah, so, low in sulfur. And sulfur is absolutely essential to healing in the body. Absolutely essential. So I think those are the two stars of this formula that really, and for the last 12 years, it's been a #1 seller at the Weiner Wellness Center because it works.
And we also have this in powder form as well. And I actually love the powder form for a few reasons. It gets people hydrated. I think a lot of digestive issues and inability to take hyaluronic acid orally is the fact that most people are dehydrated. That's probably another reason why most people have joint issues. So I like the powder because it's in water. You mix it in water. It also is great for any esophageal issues, digestive issues. I use this in conjunction with GI Complete and a probiotic after antibiotic use, because not only are you destroying your probiotic base, but you're destroying the integrity of the small intestinal tissue. So I like to use collagen to help rebuild that as well.
There's a time when you didn't like powders, wasn't there?
Well, I just didn't like shakes.
Shakes.
I like powders.
Oh, okay.
I like shakes too. I'm completely converted.
I know.
Like I could go a day without my power cleanse now. But yeah, HA Plus is great. And for ladies, this is a great formula for skin. And that Biocell, there's so many studies on skin and collagen and integrity and the elasticity and it's great stuff. So it should be part of your daily green shake that you do. Put some collagen in there.
You know what else, Tracy? I think people overlook the impact it has on your eyes as well.
Good point.
Yeah, because of the fluid, the synovial fluid in your eyes. And this can help, with that as well. Many times, we have people coming in all the time with dry eye or, one of those things. What do you have for this? Well, let's go a little deeper.
I'm like, fix your thyroid. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, that's another added benefit. Yeah, is eye health. So, look, everything you've got connective tissue all throughout your body, right? So, it's going to help. It's going to help on a full body basis. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So great formulas so far. We've covered Thyroid Complete. We've covered Glucolyze. We've covered HA Plus. We're going to get into GI Complete now, and then we'll finish up with our brain boost. But I mean, I don't want to save the best for last because I really like GI Complete. And not that it's best. It's just awesome. Kind of best.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of
this is hard to beat.
Yeah. All-time favorites. GI Complete is one of my all-time favorites. Because look, we know that most of the issues people suffer with are beginning where? In the gut. This always starts in the gut. And, the one thing that we try to get people to understand is if the permeability of the gut is not intact, then the protocol you're taking is not going to be effective or as effective because you're not absorbing. And then you're allowing bacteria in, you're letting nutrients get out, that whole leaky gut syndrome. Okay, they've got all kind of names for it these days, different variations of it, but it's all about protecting, rebuilding, reinforcing the stomach mucosa, the lining of the digestive tract, not just the stomach, The entire digestive tract has a mucosal lining, and it has to be intact. And nothing, I've seen no formula in my 25 years in this industry come close to this one for repairing, soothing, rebuilding, reinforcing the mucosal lining of the entire digestive tract. 2 nutrients in here are the stars. There's a lot of support nutrients in here as well, like we always do. But the 2 stars in here that work synergistically together are the L-glutamine and the zinc carnosine. We talked earlier about how important zinc was for healing. You know, you still see commercials for zinc sprays, right? For skin irritations and things like that. But zinc has an amazing ability to heal. Then you combine it with L-carnosine. L-carnosine has been shown in actual clinical studies, in human cell studies, that it extends the life of the cell. So you want an anti-aging nutrient? You've got it. Carnosine, L-carnosine. So we combine zinc with L-carnosine to make zinc carnosine. And that is the healing miracle in this formula. In many countries, zinc carnosine, that component alone, is used as a first-line defense against peptic ulcers. So it has that ability to heal. And, you know, the support nutrients in here, of course, DMG for inflammation, licorice root, slippery elm, you know, helping with bowel transit time, the whole thing. You know, why just work on repairing the mucosa? Let's also at the same time help with the flow through the bowel. And these support nutrients do that as well. Marshmallow root, slippery elm, they're both in there. And I've seen this work in so many different ways. I've seen this work, Tracy, with someone who was on blood thinners. And blood thinners were causing them to bleed.
Yeah.
Really. Okay. This fixed it.
Wow.
Yeah. So, you know,
we're not making any claims.
No claims. No claims. But it does have the ability. This formulation will help the body to heal and stop whatever's going on. Now, so that's just one use, but I mean, it has a variety of use. This is safe for animals. You know, I've seen dogs with having stomach and bowel issues. We've used it with dogs, and it works for them too. Now we have it in 2 great flavors. I still like the original raspberry.
Lemon lime as well. I like that one. But they're delicious, and adults take them, kids will take them.
Yes.
That's the beautiful thing. It's high compliancy. That's what you want. You want something that people will take and enjoy, and they work fast. Yeah. So just so people are aware, you don't have to shift into autoimmune disorders to be able to utilize these products.
No.
These are what may keep you from shifting that far ahead, to fill those nutrient gaps now and remove the toxins from your system. So super important.
We have physicians who use this as a baseline formula. Dr. Len, for one.
Yes. Yeah.
Every single.
And I know Ashley uses it. Yes. Ashley Rossi at the Wine and Wellness Center. She uses a lot. So, all right. Last one on the bracket is Brain Boost. We don't talk about little Brain Boost too much anymore, but it's time we give him some credit.
Yeah, you know, this is a really, really comprehensive formula. It addresses a couple areas for the brain, for brain health. And the big one, of course, the absolute big one is fat. Fat. Now, this one is not spelled P-H-A-T, folks. This is F-A-T, fat. Your brain needs it. And the 2 most effective types of fat for the brain, phosphatidylcholine, phosphatidylserine. They really, really support and reinforce not just brain and the myelin sheath around the brain, but nerve endings, nerve tissue, all of that is affected by these fats. You've got to have them in your system. And we're very, very, very deficient in these types of fat. And, you know, we've seen it. We've said it all along. The brain is 2/3 fat. You know, whatever percentage you want to put in there, doesn't matter. Your brain needs good fat. And one of the things that is addressed the most in this formula, because both phosphatidylcholine and phosphatidylserine in this specific formula to help with supporting the brain. It's the function of the brain, memory. Oh my God, memory is a great positive side effect. Your memory gets better, great PSE, cell membranes throughout the whole body. Look, not just the brain, but all cell membranes need these two fats. So it's great formula just for that alone.
Yeah, and MS is a result of the myelin sheath being degraded. So, not that we can say we can position these things as a cure, but guys, any little bit of doing the right thing helps, right? If you're drinking more water, you're eating your vegetables, that all helps. It may not cure something, but it helps. So that's what we're saying is put these things in now, before things get out of hand, to make sure that you have a preventative approach to your health.
And then there's
very important.
There's some really cool, boutique-like ingredients in here. Vinpocetine is one of them. I've seen that as a standalone in other, products as a standalone, but it's in here as part of this formula and helps with cerebral blood flow. So, in addition to fat, you need blood to get through, blood flow to the brain. Okay, so this helps with that. So that's going to give you a residual effect of good cardiovascular health as well. The other is huperzine. And huperzine, a lot of studies on like learning, memory retention, things like that. But, I guess if you talk about, think about learning, I wonder how deficient our kids are in some of these nutrients today, right? When you see brain boost, you automatically think senior citizens,
right?
But I think a lot of our kids could use this as well.
I agree totally. So formulas aren't just made for, adults or when we're sick. I mean, this is a preventative thing. The best time to get nutrition in is when you're young, when you have kids. So. Well, we have gone through our products on special, but please know there's several other products that we have at nutritionalfrontiers.com. If you are a practitioner and you'd like to establish a wholesale account, you can do it with us at going to www.nutritionalfrontiers.com and just filling out the create an account application. If you are a consumer and you want to make an appointment or, see a practitioner, you can do that at Weiner Wellness Center. We also have Nutritional Frontiers products available there. And with all of our other amazing practitioners who carry our products, they're all over the Pittsburgh, Florida, Ohio, we're everywhere. So if you need to find a practitioner in your area, just give us a call at 412-922-2566, and we will happily put you in touch with somebody who uses our brand. So what is coming up, Joe? Anything, events, anything new?
Yeah, actually, we have some events coming up. Of course, we have the James W. Weiner Memorial Wellness Week. See, I just renamed it.
You did. You did just rename it. Now I got to redo the flyer.
Yeah, September 25th to October 2nd, the Weiner Wellness Week will be back. Great speakers again, Robert Young, Robert Scott Bell, of course, our own Ashley Rossi, and of course, all of us here at the Weiner Wellness Center, all of us here at Nutritional Frontiers. And guess what? Live workshops are back.
Oh, we're open.
We're open. We're going to have virtual. We're going to have live. Even the live ones will be recorded. So don't worry if you can't get here to be here live to see one of your favorite speakers. Then you can get the replay.
They can see me, Joe.
Good one. Yeah. So that's coming up. And then before that, why don't you tell everybody about the event on September 11th?
I'm not prepared.
Okay.
But I'll try.
We're
actually having Know Your Rights. Is that what it's called?
Legal rights.
Know Your Rights with PCIC, which is the Pennsylvania Coalition for Informed Consent. We have a representative coming in to the Weiner Wellness Center who's going to help us understand how to navigate the legalities of the current world. She's wonderful, and we're really excited to have her. So I'm glad she's coming. What time will she be there?
September
and do 11th. They need to sign up?
Yeah, from 11 to 2:45, I believe, is the time. And we'll have our food truck out here. It won't be free like the Wellness Week, but they'll be here for everybody that wants to go out and get some great food from Ariza. But the event is free. So come on in, 11 to 2:30, I believe, or 2:45 on September 11th. at the
Yeah, we'll see how long it goes.
Yeah, who knows?
See how long it goes. And then I just want to touch real quick on a very fun and fabulous thing, and I'm not even going to give this enough justice, but we did create a new product launch for the month of September called Beauty Complete. This is our advanced hair, skin, and nail formula. It's actually pretty amazing, the research that's done on the synetine, keratin, HNS.
Mm-hmm.
This is an ingredient that has been shown to prove various aspects of hair growth, nail growth, just so many great things with this. And then it has a cross-pollination effect of having the synetine keratin FLX, which helps with joint structures as well. So it's kind of like our HA+, but it's specifically geared towards hair, skin, and nails.
Yes.
So guys, this is a great product. If you are noticing thinning hair, nails that are a little bit brittle, skin that you might need a little bit help with the elasticity, wonderful product with the synetine keratin, which is a peptide.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be a video coming out from Jamie Dorley, who's going to explain why this is so valuable and how we're getting into peptides as well with our formulations and what they do and why they're so effective. So hang tight for that, guys. That'll be on our Facebook page and emailed out. If you want to be part of that information, you just simply need to stay connected with us here, or you can get on our email list at www.nutritionalfrontiers.com and just sign up for that newsletter if you like. So we'd love to have you. And last but certainly not least, we have to talk about the October event. We went through that pretty quickly in the beginning, but an easy way to get to know like-minded practitioners and people that want to network with you is at our professional training events. We are doing one here in Tampa, Florida with Dr. Judy Mikovits. We're very excited that she's speaking for our company. It is a true honor. And I will also be bringing the clinical aspect of that with her. So if you want to register for this, it's $99 for your whole staff and includes a free healthy lunch. If you can't make it to Tampa, unfortunately, you can sign up for the live stream or the recorded playback. So it's going to be great. Yes. October 16th.
We love Judy.
Don't miss it. We do love Judy. We love her. She's going to be speaking at Autism One this coming week. So if you guys want to catch her there. All right, guys. Well, Joe, that was awesome. Thanks for all your knowledge. You're always just full of knowledge. You're full of other things too, but mostly knowledge.
No, I'm not going to argue with you. You're right. You're right. You're always
That's right. All right. Just
right.
Add on.
You're always right. No, it's been great. Guys. Thanks, Tracy. I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Live long and prosper, everybody.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Welcome to NF Live Wellness Wednesday, and we'll catch you next month right here.
We'll be back.